What if there was a way that you could buy investment properties without going to banks and doing the traditional ways of financing? I mean, would you believe that that's even possible? Probably not, which is why I'm all over the internet right now, letting you guys know that you actually can buy investment properties without filling out a credit application, without qualifying for debt, no debt to income ratios, proof of funds, W-2s, any of that stuff. Okay. These are suppressed strategies that the powers that be in the industry have kept suppressed because it gives control back to regular everyday people like you and me. So tonight, I'm going to talk about the basics of creative financing in the Gogetter family and what we teach with our foundational pieces. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. Hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, I want you to consider subscribing if you feel like I bring you some value. All right. Or you can just be a player about it. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go.
I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. Hustle to the end. We some no quitters. Knock it out the park. We for show hitters. Right, left hemisphere. That's a dome splitter. Yeah. We control our own destiny. Make moves. Cultivate whole legacy. Creative finance. Bring more ecstasy. The right ingredients. Now that's a dope recipe.
My people, what's good? Okay, it's Saturday night. Look at Boricua, Dennis the Menace. What's happening, player? So if you're dropping in tonight on this beautiful Saturday night, put where you're from in the comments. I like to know where people are from that are watching this. Tonight, I'm going to go over some basics of creative financing, okay? Because we're going into 2024, guys, and 2024, if you can't feel the energy and the shift of 2024, well, you're missing out. So I'm here to bring you to the light, okay? 2024 is going to be a spectacular year, especially in real estate, if you have the proper skills and abilities to be able to do creative financing deals, because that puts you a step above the rest, okay? That makes you a wizard in your market because you have tools in your tool belt that other real estate professionals just don't have. And it's not throwing money at the problem. So tonight, I'm going to talk to you about the Gogetter Family's skill measurement worksheet. Okay, it's in our step one. It's from our step one of our academy, our real estate academy, which is the Harvard of real estate, I might add. Okay, I'm going to be sharing my screen with you guys here shortly to go over a few of those things. Okay, DC's King, what's good, my brother? What's good? Vacaville, California. And then we got the DMV. Yes, you can ask a question. If you guys have questions, I want you to put them in the comments, all right? And drop where you're from, and I'll answer questions for you on the second half of this show. But I had to hop on here because Tiff and Tad, two of my inner circle students, they just closed a deal the other night, a couple of days. I think it was Friday. Jeez, it was Friday. Maybe it was Thursday. I don't know. We just closed so many deals nowadays. And then look at Lavanya from Alaska. Hold on a second. We got California, West Coast. We got Alaska all the way up there in the Northwest. And then we got the DMV all the way on the East. Okay, let me find out somebody in here from the South. That means we hit all four spots. I love it. Okay. DC's King said, bet first house coach Dub. Please tell him I said what's up. So Coach Dub, my longtime colleague and friend. Excuse me, guys. So while I was lucky to have Coach Dub on my executive coaching team, it didn't last long for the Gogetter family because things changed for him and he had a new opportunity where he could do something and build something for himself. So me and my executive coaches, we wished him the best, man. You know what I mean? I want to see everybody win. There was just a moment in time where he got on the team and he could, because that opportunity was there, man. And then something came in right away. I was like, damn. But, you know, such is life, man. So he's out there, man, doing his thing. He's actually doing great. Thanks for asking. So if you guys have questions, put them in the comments. Hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, I want you to consider subscribing if you feel like I bring you some value. And here's the value that we bring. What I do as the founder of the Gogetter Family is I teach real estate investors to increase their number of properties, investment properties, by 2 times, or to even get their first property in as little as 90 days. And they do that all with no credit checks, no qualifying for debt, and when done right, no money out of their own pocket. All right. And that's all by becoming the bank and using subject to and creative financing to close deals. Okay. We don't go to the bank and fill out credit applications, qualify for debt. We're not doing that. I'm not doing it. I get excited every time I talk about it, dude, because I'm like, no, it's not going to happen because we don't have to. That's the whole key. And understanding that we don't have to puts you in a position to win. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm actually going to be talking to you guys about the Gogetter Family skill measurement worksheet. Now this skill measurement worksheet, hold on. This skill measurement worksheet is from stage 1. All right. I've got my 7 steps to becoming the bank. And actually at my live event, that's going to be happening February 22nd through February 25th in Houston, Texas, the How to Break the Real Estate Money Code 2. Because we had the first one in August and that thing was jumping, y'all, jumping. So at the event, at the live event, I'm going to be having my book for the first time. I'm praying now. I'm definitely praying that that's ready. But I will be going through my 7 steps to becoming the bank in detail, in depth, the paperwork with never before seen tools that are only going to be available in the workbook that's going to be available at that event. So there is a link in the description for that. Tonight, I'm going to be talking to you guys, though, about the skill measurement worksheet. Now, with the Gogetter Family, guys, let me just say this, because I just had 2 students reach out yesterday that have a hot deal. We already know that he wants $4,000. His house goes to auction on Thursday. You know what that means, guys? His house goes to auction this Thursday. And I want to know if you know what that means for us as Gogetter Family members. That means that we don't have any competition. That means that we can stop that thing from going to auction. Okay. Like no other real estate professional can do. And then we can come in there, put $4,000 in that man's pocket and take over the existing mortgage. We can catch up those back payments, and which I'm sure it's a government-backed loan. So we're automatically eligible for a loan modification or a standalone partial claim. And that stops the auction. It takes the delinquent amount and it puts that on the back end of the mortgage. And then we just start making payments anew. We just start servicing that mortgage again. So in this house, it's out in California. It's got a little bit over $100,000 in equity. Okay, the cash flows, I think, around $800 some odd. Apparently, the place is immaculate, beautiful, and it's in California, man. California real estate, you know, kind of a toss up for me with California right now. A lot of regulation and crap that they got going on. But I want to show you guys real quick before I get into the skill measurement worksheet. Then this is just fundamental pieces that you guys need to know about creative financing if you want to get in the game. Okay. The event's going to be fire, dude. Johnny Lynam's going to be there. The military CEO. He's got a $14.4 million portfolio. Yo. So guys, I want to show you something real quick. This is just a before and after of a house that I got for free, in which I got it. I got it for free because I joint ventured with the person that actually did the repairs and paid the equity payout that we paid $20,000 when we took possession of this place. I'm going to show you a before and after, only because I put a tenant buyer in there, rent to own buyer, and they ended up falling behind on their rent to own payments, their monthly rent to own payments. And I ended up getting the house back, and I got the house back spick and span, immaculate condition. So it's on the market right now. It's a beautiful thing. And I didn't pay a penny for this house. I didn't do any of the work. I didn't pay for any of the repairs. I didn't pay for any of the materials, none of that. I paid for it with this. Check it out. Oh, hit that light too. I want to show you this basement. Just a little quick snapshot. That's all. A little quick before and after of a free house. And the house is beautiful and it's in a beautiful neighborhood. It's a high class, upper middle class neighborhood. Beautiful thing. Okay, so check this out, man. Let's get to it here. Let me make this bigger for y'all since I'm in my give them the game type of mood. Let me get this stuff off the screen. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I do. That's why I get on here and do this for y'all, man. Much love. Much love. Y'all, I want you to, I want you to drop some flames in them comments. I'm getting ready to go in. Okay, so this is the Gogetter Family's one of our many skill measurement worksheets. This is step 1 classroom and the 4 creative strategies sections. So you will need to use a separate document to put your answers on. For the answers that are multiple choice, please pick one answer and then explain your answer. Any questions that are not multiple choice will require a short answer. Good luck. Now, I want you guys to think about this. Every answer that you get correct here, that's money. That means money, y'all. In real estate, that means assets that continue to pay us month after month after month for decades. Damn it, I said for decades. And I mean it, y'all. I've got a multi-million-dollar portfolio right now, man, that pays me every month. Every single month. I was running a damn landscaping company, man, not 3 years ago. Anyway, so put it in the comments, y'all. What is the difference between a real estate agent and a real estate broker? Ooh, does anyone know that? Does anyone know the difference between a real estate agent and a real estate broker? If you don't, it's all good. I'm here to give you that information. So don't even trip. So I'm gonna get that one to you. What is the difference between a real estate agent and a real estate broker? See, these are very basic things that we want to know so that when we step to somebody who is in the real estate game, we sound like we know what the hell's going on, at least a little bit of what the hell's going on. So listen, real estate agents, they report to brokers, okay? A real estate agent can't just go set up their own office and work independently. They must work under a broker. Agents work under brokers. So anytime we do a subject to transaction and there's a realtor involved, the realtor must get permission from their broker first. So if we're talking to the agent, guys, then we're going to do what we got to do with the agent, and we're going to make it as sweet as we can so that we can say, hey, when you go tell your broker about this, they shouldn't have a problem because of how smooth we made it. But we understand that the broker is the boss. Make sense? I hope so. Very basic stuff here. But we got to have the fundamentals, guys. I mean, shoot. Okay, what is a closing in real estate? Does anybody know what a closing is in real estate? Anybody? Now, I know it's Saturday night, and some of y'all might be half drunk right now. But I ain't. Ooh, did I freeze? I hope not. Am I frozen? No. Let me see. I shouldn't be frozen. Oh, I did freeze. No, I didn't. I'm all good. All right, y'all, let me get back to it then. I thought I froze up. Boricua Dennis said, never mind, you back. Okay, so check it out. What is a closing in real estate? A closing is where you take possession of the property for whatever consideration you're giving the seller. Okay, consideration can be a number of different things. Like for us, sometimes we do closings and there's no money due at closing because we're not paying the seller anything. We may just be taking over the existing mortgage, or we're turning the seller into our bank, but there's no money due at closing. Tiff and Tad just closed a deal. And I believe at closing, it was about $11,000, okay, due at closing on a $260,000 house. Actually, I'll be in San Antonio next week to go visit them at their new subject to house that they just got this past week. I'm bringing it right to y'all, okay? raw and real. I'm going to see two of my students that knew nothing about real estate before they met me and the Gogetter family. And now they just got a $260,000 house that cost them $11,000 at closing because there was some liens on there that we negotiated down. They paid those off. They paid the seller $3,000 and took over the underlying $200,000 mortgage. Beautiful thing. Got the deed transferred to their trust, full control of that thing. Well, I'm going to go give you guys a tour. So they just did a closing. That's where all the paperwork is recorded and you are officially the deed holder in some way, shape, or form, whether it's you, your entity, whatever. What is a title in real estate? Now, some people, this may seem basic, y'all, but this question is not, there's nothing basic about this question. I guarantee you, I will guarantee you, I'll bet you money, 90% of real estate professionals don't know the difference between a title and a deed. I guarantee it. And there is a huge difference between title and deed. And if you understand the nuances and the subtleties of real estate and financial interests, ownership interests, control interests, management interests, if you understand that, you can play this game at a high level and you can move around the Monopoly board any way you please. So listen, guys, title is not ownership. A title is control of the property without a beneficial interest in it. Okay, so you control the title of it. You can convey the deed. Okay, you manage that property. I mean, everything, the letters of dread are sent to you. Our trustees hold title to our properties, and then the deed holds the trust. They make a distinction with title and deed for a lot of different reasons. Most people don't know that, and this is how the banks get away with making trillions off of real estate while you sit in that house and you pay that mortgage payment every single month like clockwork. They're making so much money off of just that one mortgage. It's ridiculous. Well, guess what? We're in the game too. So when somebody says they have title, that does not necessarily mean that they have the what? The deed. Now the deed, what is a deed in real estate? Deed is ownership. The deed is the paper evidence on public record of ownership. So it will make a distinction on the deed. You'll see who holds title and who holds ownership. And you see that with our deeds that we do in Subject 2. Look, I feel like I just got high level on y'all asses. Oh man, what happened? Are y'all okay? Is everything okay? I want to make sure, because Lord. Oh, I see that question too, DC King. I got you, player. Does anyone know what is escrow? And if you guys are watching the recording of this, I want you to put the answer in the comments too, because these things are crucial. We need to know these things. If we're going to be calling title companies trying to get them to close one of our deals for us, I don't care if it's a wholesale transaction or whatever. We need to know basic language, basic real estate language, and what that means for us on a tactical level. Seriously, man. Golly. What is escrow? Does anybody know? Escrow is at a title company or an attorney's office. They will hold something in escrow. They will be your escrow agent, meaning they are a third-party intermediary that holds a deed. They hold money, right? And then they disperse that money at the end of the transaction, or they execute some particular orders. They are an independent third party. We do some high level things where we hold some deeds in escrow. That's right. We sure do. But that's what escrow is. So when you open escrow in a closing, that means that there's some money being held by an escrow agent with instructions that both sides have signed off on to execute certain actions. Okay. What is a comparable sale? Yes, agent is a salesperson. Yes, that is. Yep. Pretty much. So what is a comparable sale? Well, guys, when we have something under contract, a house, or when we're selling a house, we're always looking at the comps. When they say the comps, they're talking about a comparable sale. A comp is something with primarily within, we like a 3-block radius, if you can, but it's going to be a 6-block radius, 12 blocks maximum, man, on a comp, because it's going to be comparable to your target property. Bedrooms, bathrooms, other features like garages, fenced yards, in-ground pools, decks. You get as many houses that are comparable to your house, matching the features that have sold in the last 6 months. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a comparable sale. Now you can comp your property. What are comparable properties selling for in the neighborhood, so that I can now come to my price, my sale price, or my purchase price, depending on the repairs that are needed and things like that. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Hey, if you're new to the live, I'm just going over the Gogetter Family's skill measurement worksheet. Okay, this is some basics from the Gogetter Family Real Estate Investing Academy. That is the Harvard of real estate, where we teach new and experienced real estate investors to really 10x their real estate capabilities in their market and become real estate wizards and begin getting their first investment properties, or 2xing their number of existing properties within 90 days if they follow my instructions. So that's what we're going over right now. Can anybody tell me what is equity? What is equity? Drop it in them comments. If you're coming through on the recording, drop it in the comments. And if you feel like I bring you some value, consider hitting that like button, and also subscribe to my channel if you're new. So I got to get in the YouTube algorithm, man, so I can give you guys this game. This is not a moment. This is a movement, man, with the Gogetter Family. And we're changing the game of real estate as you know it. Real talk. We've got students doing deals all around the country. And then the way that we sell personally, the way that we sell personally is on rent to own. So anyway, equity. What is equity? Does anyone know that? Equity is, you take the underlying debt. What is the underlying loan? Okay. What is the existing mortgage? Or if you're buying it on seller financing, what do you owe the seller? Versus what is the after repair value, the ARV? What is the after repair value? ARV, after repair value. It speaks for itself. You take the ARV and you subtract the underlying loan, and whatever the answer is, that's your equity. So if the ARV is 150,000 and then the underlying mortgage is 100,000, we would have 50,000 in equity. Now, you can do things with that equity if you kind of know what you're doing. Real talk. What about cash flow? Does anyone know what cash flow is? I like cash flow. I love it. We got Queens, New York in the building. Okay. Let's go. Sorry, texting my transaction coordinator. Okay, cash flow. What is cash flow? Cash flow is the monthly rent that we get, or the monthly payment that we get, subtracting the monthly mortgage and any other monthly expenses that we have. So if we have a $1,500 monthly rent to own payment that we're getting from our tenant buyer, and the underlying mortgage and all the other monthly expenses comes to $1,000, that would mean we're getting $500 a month cash flow. Those are two things that we're looking at when we're going and getting these deals by becoming the bank and taking over the existing mortgage, guys. I'm telling you, buying houses all over the country. I'll be in San Antonio, Texas next week, guys, at two of my students, brand new students, and the house is damn near brand new. I think it was built in 2020. I mean, Lord have mercy. Ooh, what are the 4 creative strategies used to acquire properties? And these are 4 basic creative strategies. Let me see how long I've been on here. 25 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's right, Lavanya. Cash flow, real talk. The 4 creative strategies, though, are subject to the existing financing. That's when we get the deed, but the existing loan stays in place. Then we have a sandwich lease option. Okay, sandwich lease option. That means the deed stays with the seller, and if there's an underlying loan, that stays with the seller too. We lease it from the seller with an option to buy it at a future date. And then the sandwich part of it is we assign the lease and we assign the option to our buyer at a higher price than what we negotiated with the seller. Boomski. Then the third one is the option to buy. Okay, the option to buy is kind of like a listing agreement. We get that thing under control with a contract giving us the option to buy it at a later date. Now, a lot of times with an option to buy, you will give them some money up front, or you'll negotiate at least monthly payments for the duration of that option, be it 6 months, 12 months, whatever. There is no lease agreement with just an option to buy, though, so there is no right of possession. So you're not going to live there, nor are you going to put a tenant buyer in there when you do an option. You're merely getting it under control so that you can assign your option to another buyer, another end buyer, and then you get paid one time. Last but not least, in the 4 creative strategies is the contract for deed. Contract for deed, guys, is kind of like buying a vehicle. The deed stays in the seller's name. Okay. However, every other right comes to the contract for deed buyer. As long as you live up to your end of the bargain, you have full and utter control of that house. They have to foreclose on you to get that house back in a contract for deed. You have a lot of financial interest and ownership interest. What is the legislation that allows us to purchase properties subject to the existing financing? Does anyone know what are the laws? And guys, again, I'm not a lawyer, nor am I an accountant. This is for educational purposes only, and I suggest that you talk to a state licensed professional before you go out there and hit your head on a pole. Okay, now, or, come talk to the kid. So anyway, does anybody know the legislation that allows us to purchase properties subject to the existing financing? Well, for those that may not know, it's called the Garn-St. Germain Depository Institutions Act of 1982. That's right, Garn-St. Germain. Now, there are many people, many people on the internet that claim to know how to do subject to. Some of them can't even say the Garn-St. Germain Act right. Okay, so just be careful. Now, there are some people that claim to know how to do it, and then there are those that actually go out here and close mother effing deals. So you got to be able to tell the difference between the two. What Gogetter Family tool do we use to establish instant credibility with prospects or anyone that asks what we do? Oh my God, this is a Gogetter Family staple right here. You have to have this if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, or even a high-level professional in your own right. I can tell when I'm talking to a person that's an entrepreneur or a business owner. I can tell it within the first 20 seconds of them talking about their business if they're a struggling entrepreneur, struggling solopreneur, struggling small business owner, or if they're a successful entrepreneur, successful business owner within the first 20 seconds. And it's, do they have a power statement? That is a Gogetter Family staple. It gets you instant credibility. When somebody says, oh, okay, the universal question, universal. So what do you do? Think about that. That's the universal question. Anyway, guys, hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, I want you to consider subscribing if you feel like I'm bringing you some value. And before I forget, I am having a free training that is going to be January 18th as well. Free virtual training. But the best of all, to culminate all of that, February 22nd through the 25th in Houston, Texas, I'm having the How to Break the Real Estate Money Code 2. I can't even tell you how many deals have come out of that, have come out of the first one we had. And we're going to be naming the winner of the Gogetter Family Member of the Year award. Go-Getter of the Year. Ooh, I can't wait. I wonder what, you know what? For the people that win that award, we got to get them something. We got to give something with that award. That's a heavy award to get. To be the Go-Getter of the Year, I mean, this is the Go-Getter family. Yes, Lavanya. Lavanya got it. Yes, power statement. Power statement. What is your power statement? So if this is how I can tell, guys, if someone is a struggling entrepreneur, struggling solopreneur, or if they're a successful entrepreneur, successful business owner, in describing their business, what do they say? What are the words that they use? So when you ask somebody what they do, what do they usually say? Oh, I'm a realtor. Oh, I own a t-shirt company. I mean, so what we do, on the other hand, what we do is we hit them with a power statement. So let me give you a sample power statement. Okay. So when somebody says, instead of saying, when somebody says, well, how can you help me, Mr. Real Estate Investor? And I just say, well, I can give you, I'm an investor, so I can just give you some money. I say, well, let me tell you a little bit about what we do. We serve distressed homeowners by providing them with legal solutions to help them stop their problems with their lenders, put money in their pockets, and to restore their credit. Usually we can get that done in as little as 7 days. So how has it been dealing with your lender up to this point? Woo! Power statement. Truth is universal, guys. If you own any business, I will tell you right now that if you don't have a power statement and you come up with a legitimate power statement, you will 3x your business immediately. 3x it. I'm telling you now. You can take that with a grain of salt if you want to. At your own demise. Is up to you. Okay, let me go to the next question here. Next question is, what type of entity do we use to buy properties subject to? Do we buy in an LLC? Are we buying in our own name? What type of entity should you use when buying a property subject to the existing financing? Well, I'm going to tell you, we use trusts. We use land trusts to be specific. Land trust to be specific. Okay. You got to use a land trust. That's where the Garn St. Germain comes in. Oh, here's another good one. How many lien books are there at the county courthouse? How many lien books are there at the county courthouse? There are 7 lien books, guys. Liens are when somebody puts a financial security instrument. Okay, it's a security instrument against the property, clouding that title, meaning that that deed can't be transferred to that real estate until this lien is satisfied and released. Okay, and a mortgage is a lien, guys. That's something that we need to know. Next, how does the Gogetter family use the due diligence / inspection period to our favor? This is huge. I've bought a lot of houses using this very tactic. I've bought a lot of houses using this very tactic, the due diligence and inspection period. So when we get a house under contract, guys, the day that we sign that contract, we say that we'll close in 30 to 45 days. In doing that, we give ourselves time to market that property for sale, to find a buyer, and then we can use our buyer's money to pay our seller, thus getting us a free house. I love that tactic. That's the shit that got me started. Hell, I wouldn't be here without that one. Okay, last one. What are 3 main ways? What are 3 main ways that we get paid on our properties? How do we get paid, y'all? Anybody know how we get paid? I would hope so. Let me take a drink before I give y'all the answer, let you think about it. So listen, you got to understand how you got to know how you get paid on properties, guys. And There's basic ways of getting paid, and then there's profit centers that we locate within deals, and there's profit centers that are just naturally in deals. And then there are the more sophisticated ways to get paid in real estate. There are many ways to get paid in real estate, and this is why the multiple streams of income line is a fallacy, man. It's a joke. Multiple streams of income will have you playing yourself because you never get good. You never become an expert at one thing. You're out there doing a bunch of different things, and then you're a jack of all trades and a master of none. And people love expertise. People love mastery, and mastery attracts success and money. I'm telling you, man, it does. So the three main ways that we get paid are our equity profit, our cash flow, and then our option fees, which are down payments, quote unquote, option consideration fees, down payments. Those are the three main ways that we get paid on properties. So y'all, I appreciate you coming through on this beautiful Saturday evening for this live that I just did. Just a quick recap. I showed you guys a before and after of a property that I just got back from one of my tenant buyers, and that house is in beautiful shape. I actually have a student that's in my city that is the boots on the ground right now. She's about to have a baby, which is a beautiful thing. She's my boots on the ground, kind of helping Coach Molly with the marketing on that property. We're going to be putting another tenant buyer in there, getting a down payment and making monthly cash flow on that thing. Showed you that before and after. And then I went over the Gogetter Family skill measurement worksheet, foundational pieces to your success at creative financing. So listen, it's 2024. When are we going to start playing to win instead of playing not to lose? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm saying playing to win instead of playing the game not to lose it. We're playing all safe and all jittery and shit. Like you got one toe in, one toe out. Like, come on now. Really? I mean, because do you really think success is going to come to the person that's iffy about the shit? And I'm just saying, I don't mean to curse at y'all on this beautiful Saturday night, but I'm just saying. I love y'all. I want y'all to win. That's why we're having the How to Break the Real Estate Money Code 2 live in Houston, Texas, man, February 22nd through the 25th. Now that is 4 days. So there's a 3-day option. If you can't be there the whole 4, there's 3 days. That 4th day is a bonus day. All right. But we're having the 4th day because we had the 3-day event in August, and man, everybody there was like, I wish it was longer. I wanted it to be longer. I said, how long? Somebody said a week. I said, shit, y'all are tripping. You trying to kill the kid. Hold on a second now. Golly, just trying to work me. I said, hold up now, cause that's too much. That is too much. And then guess what, guys? I've already got it. I've already got it lined up. My favorite steakhouse. Well, my favorite steakhouse in Houston so far. I haven't ventured too much, but we're going to be having a VIP dinner at Perry's Steakhouse. I already got the private room for us, but only 7 people will be able to attend that. So those are going to be 7 serious folks, very serious people, I'm going to presume, because there's going to be a lot of $1 million conversations at that dinner. I'll tell you what. But the last How to Break the Real Estate Money Code 2, it was the first. The last was the first, right? And dude, it was amazing. It was off the charts. And I want you guys to imagine, one, I'm presenting. So the presentations are electrifying, to say the least. I'm going in, man, and I'm going to be giving you guys the knowledge and the tools that we use on a day-to-day basis in the Gogetter family to get these deals done. But most importantly, think about the networking opportunities that you're going to have with high-level entrepreneurs and real estate professionals from around the country who have closed deals. and our closing deals. To be honest with you, I mean, Tiff and Tad are definitely going to be there, which is going to be awesome. And then we've got other students that are Letitia's going to be there. She just got a foreclosure mitigation client, making $2,500 on that with an hour and some change of work. I mean, we do a lot of things with the Gogetter family in real estate, multiple streams of income. So imagine you're forming relationships, man, and making connections that are going to be very valuable to you, and they're going to last a lifetime. They're going to be interactive workshops, so you guys can take this stuff and begin to implement it immediately. And then the workbook that you're going to get from the event is not available any other place but the How to Break the Real Estate Money Code 2 event. That's it. The bonus material and the tools in there are tools that me and my team personally use on a daily basis to run a multi-million-dollar business. And y'all, the Gogetter family, when we get together, shit, it's like a family reunion. I'm telling you, it's like a family reunion, man. I love it. I really do, because we're not like any other community, any other organization out there. Okay. So guys, I appreciate you coming through tonight. And is this actually live? Chris Nunez says, yes, it is. You caught this one live, brother. Oh, let me answer your question, DC King. My bad, brother. So DC King says, God bless him. Yes, and you. Thank you, man. Secondly, if a homeowner has filed Chapter 13 3 years ago, can they file again to stop the foreclosure auction? Yes, they can. Absolutely, 100%, unequivocally, yes. 100%, brother. I love it. I love the bankruptcy strategy, man. So as long as if it's still an ongoing bankruptcy, they cannot. Okay. Let me caveat that with that. If it's an ongoing bankruptcy, no. But if that bankruptcy was either discharged or dismissed, absolutely. You file that thing, you call the bank, you give them the case number, you call the foreclosing attorney, you give them the case number, and voila, foreclosure auction halted. Love it. I love it. That's the atomic button now. That's the atomic button. And there's more strategies that you got to do after that. After you do that foreclosure now, the process starts with the bankruptcy. So they'll mess around and dismiss that bankruptcy. But what will happen, DC, is that the foreclosure process will then have to start over. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. Dude, we've popped a few banks with that strategy, pop their asses, and continue to pop them. It's like, listen, are you going to negotiate, or are you not going to negotiate? Because if you're not going to negotiate, I'm hitting this atomic button. We're going to stop this auction, and then we're going to talk about this. We're going to have a conversation about this one way or the other. Is you going to talk now, or is you want to do this shit the hard way? Because I'm cool with whatever. And that's just me. I've always been that way. Maybe it's good, bad, or indifferent, god dog it. Shoot. Okay. Well, I hope that helped, man. I do. I hope that helped. Now, let me see. You guys got any other questions? I did go over foreclosure mitigation, man. As a matter of fact, I just came out with my buying free foreclosures, my buying free foreclosures course, man. And that thing there, whoa, a spectacle to say the least. There's live videos of me on the phone with banks stopping foreclosures in real time, y'all. What'd you say? Can I DM you about this? Their auction is on Monday, 10 a.m. They filed Chapter 13 on other debts. That's not possible, man. If they, I mean, what do you mean? Like way back in the days they filed it? If you mean like way back in the days they filed it, and it's, I told you, if there's an ongoing bankruptcy, then they can't file it. But if there's not an ongoing, like right now, real-time bankruptcy, absolutely they can file it, man, and it'll stop the auction. Can you DM me on Monday? Shit. You can try. I don't know how that's gonna go. Now I'm gonna keep it 100 with you now. I'm super busy. How much capital do I need to start on homes in pre-foreclosure? Well, this is a good question, Enzo. Where you from, my friend? Where you from? So it depends. If you use my buying free foreclosure strategy, you can do it with no money. Okay. But I would say like you need at least 1,500 just to kind of move around, maneuver around. I started this with 1,700, but let me tell you about Dr. Joel. And I'm gonna put one of his videos up too. Dr. Joel. Okay, you from Minnesota, my guy. All right, all right. So, Minnesota's a great state for foreclosures, dude. Ooh, wee. Rocco's in Minnesota, one of my inner circle students, and so there's a postponement strategy. You file an affidavit of postponement in Minnesota, and you can delay that auction for 5 months. And it's simple, dude. You're not asking permission. You just have to file the shit and file it correctly, man. Minnesota, instead of their 6-month redemption after the auction sale, like after the auction happens, they have 6 months to come pay it back. Instead of getting that 6 months, what it does is it shrinks that redemption down to a month, and then it gives you a 5-month delay on the auction, player. Ooh, in Minnesota, you can do that with mortgages and delinquent tax deed auctions. In Texas, you can do it with just delinquent tax deeds, that affidavit of postponement. So let me say this though, Enzo. So back to your question though. So there's a new student of mine. His name is Dr. Joel. Okay. I believe he's an emergency room doctor in Alabama. Anyway, and he'll be at my live event too. But anyway, he was in my last Become the Bank challenge, right? And he came into the challenge. Now that was his second one that he had been to. So he had a deal when he came into the challenge, man. Like he had this thing under contract subject to take over the mortgage, but the auction was I think it was the Tuesday or Wednesday of the actual challenge. So I have a VIP in my Become the Bank challenges. It's a question and answer session 1 hour before each day of the challenge. So he asked me questions about it and how to stop it. I told him, boom. He does that. He stops the auction. And then I told him how he can use foreclosure mitigation strategies to not have to pay that $18,000 that they're behind. So he saved himself. Well, I helped him save the $18,000 that he would have had to pay to catch up the back payments, the reason why they're in foreclosure. Those are called loss mitigation strategies. So he ended up paying the seller $8,000, okay, at closing. But guess what? He's using his buyer's money. Got people with $25,000 down payments. So imagine you get a $25,000 down payment. You owe your seller $8,000. You pay them. You get to put the rest of that down payment into your pocket. That's 17 G's, player. Shit. That's a vacation to me. I don't know about y'all. Y'all know I love to fly now. Hell, I'm flying out tomorrow. When is the next Become the Bank challenge? So my next Become the Bank challenge is actually January 22nd through. It's the Become the Bank challenge 13 too. That's the first challenge of 2024. Yes. So that's January 22nd through the 26th. That's coming up. So you might want to come to the free. I'm having a free training on the 18th. And all the links are in the description of this video if you want to check that out. But there's been people like Dr. Joel who came to the challenge, and next thing you know, they got a house. The house that Dr. Joel has, it's worth about $175,000. There's about 50-some thousand in equity. And then he got, that's his second subject to deal that he got from learning my method. $500,000 on the first one. Shit, we get to the bag, baby. Yeah, I know, player. It's all good, man. Shit, I love it. I'm glad I can help, man. I hope that you take that information, utilize it. It helps you to get a bag, and then you come back to the Gogetter family and learn the high level shit so we can make you rich. I'm just saying, that's how I rotate, man. There's been people that have gotten information from me on YouTube's and shit, they've done shit with it, bro. Real talk. I mean, I'm just keeping it a buck. But I give that information because I understand that people are coming from damn near the same place that I was coming from when I first started learning this, man. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have nothing. Dude, I started this shit with $1,700, man. $1,700 and $1,700 and a will to win. I had to win, man. I had to win. I was sick of the shit, dude. I was just sick of it, man. And now I live a different life. Now I live a completely different life. So I understand that people are coming to me the way that I was, exactly where I was. So I try to meet people where they're at. That's why I give you guys this game so that you could take damn near the same journey that I did, where you make a little bit of money and then you go pay to get an education and refine that shit, dude, and become an expert. That's exactly what I did. I didn't have no mentor. I had to buy information and shit. I couldn't just do it with what I found on YouTube, but shit, I didn't have a mentor. But as soon as I could afford one, guess what I did? I got one. I got one. The best. Anyway, I appreciate you, man. So guys, if there aren't any more questions, I'm going to go on and get up out of here then. It's Saturday night. I'm going to let you guys get to your night. I do hope that I could bring you some value. And this did help you a bit. But you guys already know what it is, man. I'm having the How to Break the Real Estate Money Code 2, February 22nd through the 25th in Houston, Texas. We got the Become the Bank Challenge coming up January 22nd. And my free training, January 18th. The links are in my description. Check it out. Get this new information. Make 2024 the year that you finally break free, that it finally happens for you. If you guys have questions that you need answered about creative financing and you're watching this recording, I want you to put them in the comments so that I can do a live video answering those questions. All right. But don't forget, guys, hit that like button. And if you feel like I brought you some value tonight, I want you to consider subscribing to my channel. All right. So y'all, I'm out of here. All right. So till next time, let's get to it, y'all.
Purpose. What I'm giving you all now is $1 million information. $1 million information.
What I learned today was being an asset for myself instead of others, because you can't take your time back once it's gone.
You know, my children, they talk about Gene and Jerry, they're buying things in trust. So I said, oh, when they act this stupid, that's all for me. They're like, I'm not poor. We have trust.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
One of my favorite verses is Proverbs 13:22. A righteous man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. And see, that's what we're after, growing that legacy right there. And that trust, that land trust, y'all listen to that. That's powerful stuff.
Gene is a wonderful, wonderful mentor to be around, to hang around and learn so much from him. So it's a beautiful thing to be here. Like I said, it's a blessing.
You see them happen every day, and it makes you understand and realize that you're in the right place. And it gives you the courage to continue doing this and believe that you're going to get better and you are going to help lives. So the Gogetter Family is the place to be. After today, after my experiences over the last few months, it's been fantastic.
Game changer for me is knowing that I can make more money in my field. I'm a realtor already. And this option gives me more options to help more people that look like me.
Wow. So when gaining knowledge, any opportunity to gain knowledge, I'm here and ready, open and learning. So if it's your first time here, definitely have your ears open. For the people that's already here, I'm jealous that I wasn't here a year ago. So wow, that's awesome.
Click the link below so you can secure your seat today.